Today, we are building a watch, something that I've never done before. I've dabbled a little bit here and there in modding, but not quite to this extent. Big thanks to DIY Watch Club for sending out the 40 millimeter divers kit. This was given to the channel for free and just want to be 100% transparent with you. But I've been looking through some of the videos, the tutorials, so I think I have a pretty good handle on it. I'm going to have to revert back and watch some. I think as I do the build, I am slightly nervous, but we'll see how it goes. I'm also not 100% sure exactly how I'm going to be able to film all of this, but I'll do my best if there's some things that are cut out because I have to get a better look at what I'm doing. We'll have to just live with that, I guess. But let's get to it and see if we can make a watch. All right, so apparently this takes right around 2 hours to complete. I'll let you know at the end how long it took for me. I might have to break this up over the course of a couple of days. I have some busy work stuff that's taking up a lot of my time, but we'll see if we can get it done here. I just wanted to show you quickly before we started what you get. There's some paperwork here. There is a sort of a leather pad. I'm not sure if you can make it out on the screen there to prevent scratches when you're placing down the components of the watch. There is the case, hands, bezel, movement, dial, and strap. There's actually a second strap underneath. And in the bottom, we have all of the necessary tools to complete the job. So I think what we'll do, I'm going to unpack some of this stuff and get organized and get started. So I've got my phone here and going step by step according to the videos. First things first is removing the case back. Trying to do this through the viewfinder on my camera is not an easy task. They suggest putting it down like that so no dust goes inside. We need to remove the crown as well as the O-ring. Just going to put that there and case down in that position to keep dust from going in. Next up is the movement, and we had to remove the temporary crown. I did that off camera. I was just struggling a little bit to see the spot where you need to press down to release it, but it's easy enough to do. Just don't have the eagle eyes I once had. Now we're installing the crown. It's winding. Time setting mode. And I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure to make sure it's locked in there properly, and it seems like it is. Another step I skipped doing on camera just because, again, it's a little bit hard to see some of these small parts. There's two little feet on the underside of the dial. They fit into these two holes on the movement. It's very easy to do, just not so easy to do while you're recording necessarily. I will say at this point, I am not an expert at this. If you are looking for an actual tutorial on this, go straight to the source, DIY Watch Club. I've been watching their videos on the phone just here off to the side as we've been doing this, just to make sure I don't mess anything up. And now we are at the hard part, the part that scares me the most, the hands. So I was about to almost skip doing this on camera, and then I realized I could maybe try the macro lens and see if I can use it almost as a tool to do this. So you can see the thicker part of the post down there. The hour hand needs to go on that. I'm just going to slide that out of the way for a second. And we've got the hour hand here and a tool as well to secure it. So let's see if we can make this happen. This might actually help a little. Well, I think that worked. Sorry if I keep losing focus here, but it appears to have worked. I think some of that, is it Rodicon? I believe is stuck to the hour hand, but I'm okay with that. Hour hand done, although I think we need to set it a little bit better here. Yeah, I don't think it's quite fully pushed down. Sorry, the focus is not the greatest here, but so the lens did actually kind of work as a good tool, but it's not good for filming. I kept losing the focus to really show you what was going on here. So the hour hand wasn't too bad. I think that this stuff left some residue on it, but I feel like I'm just going to continue with it as is. You won't notice it as much when we're not under a macro lens like this. So to the minute hand. So I've had success now with the minute hand, I believe. Lines up pretty good. On the hour. Now the very scary part, the second hand, and I'm almost thinking, wouldn't this just be nice as a two-hander? But we got to give it a try. All right, so we're going to ditch the macro lens here in a minute. We're on the second hand, and they've recently created a new second hand installation tool. It doubles also as the movement holder. It sort of comes all in one piece, but there's a teeny hole in the middle where it's split there. You put the hand, the post of the hand into that hole, apply pressure, and then take each side of the plastic off. And it sounds like it's going to be much easier than the typical hand installation. So hopefully this goes well. We'll see. Took a minute, and sorry, did not happen on camera, but got the second hand lined up on the second hand installation kit. Now all we need to do is apply some pressure, and hopefully we have everything working okay. Let's get these pieces off. And it is ticking away. So I'm just hit the second hand there. I have to do a little bit of an adjustment. All right, so I don't know what part of the installation of the hands is going to make the cut here, but we do have them installed. Everything seems to be lined up well. I did have the minute hand was hitting the second hand, so I just kind of tweaked that a little bit, but we're pretty close to on the hour. The only thing that I would say is this stuff, I think, left little marks on the hands. So I think I would maybe try to do it with tweezers next time. And I do have a second set of hands, so that might be a project for some time down the road. But it wasn't as bad as I thought, especially with the new second hand installer. So let's get to the next step. Feels like we're on the home stretch here now. Now we are going to case the movement. This, by the way, is your best friend during all of this. I've kept the case in this position since it's been here, so it should be dust free, but I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of wind here. So I'm kind of following their instructions, and they have it placed the movement dial on the case back. We're just going to do that approximately aligned and give it a flip here. The big thing at this stage is to make sure we're lined up for the stem of the crown, which I believe we are. And we can apply a little pressure here to make sure everything is seated in there properly. Looks like everything's lined up okay. Crown is winding. Gasket back on. Once this case back is on, the stress level disappears pretty much for me. Sure, I've made mistakes. People that are watching that are doing this on a more regular basis are catching, but just making sure it's snug there. That wasn't so bad at all. I know one thing that we need to check is to make sure nothing's hitting the crystal, and I didn't hit the hand somewhere along the lines, but everything is looking good. All lined up. Now the next thing is the bezel insert. So we've got three options here: the green, the black, and the red. And I think I'm going to go with the red. Got a little bit of red on the dial there, so I'm going to go with the red. There is, with the watch, also a second bezel, coin edge, but I think I'm going to stick with the one that's already installed on the watch. So let's see if we can get this bezel insert installed and lined up. So these just stick on. There's some 3M glue adhesive of some sort on the underside. Just apply some more pressure around the edge. I think we pretty close to nailed it. It's got quite nice bezel action. Seiko, if you're looking for bezel aligners, give me a shout. So yeah, that is pretty well the installation. We had some ups and downs along the way, but more ups than downs, thankfully. So the hands were very nerve-wracking, but now that I've done it, especially with that hand installation tool, I feel a lot more comfortable about doing it in the future. I think if I wasn't doing it on camera, I would be set up a little bit differently, and it would make it even all the more easier. This is definitely the most challenging video I've ever filmed. Hopefully it turns out okay. So let's get this on a strap and check it out on wrist. So I mentioned that there were two straps, but there's a third that was at the bottom of the box I didn't notice. This leather goes really nice with the red bezel. Let me just quickly show you the other two straps here. Here it is on the canvas. This will require just a little bit of break-in time, but nice looking strap. And last up is the black rubber strap. My favorite of the bunch, probably the strap this will live on the most. But yeah, overall, that was a really cool experience. I think for somebody new to watches or wanting to get into modding, it's a great way to get familiar with some of the components and the tools involved, and it was not as stressful as I thought. So very happy with how it turned out. It's a great watch too, looks quite nice. So really appreciate you coming along for the adventure today. Thanks so much, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.